Being rich is not a necessity but indeed a pride for some people. In today's video, we will discuss the top 10 richest people between the years 2010 and 2020. Number 10. Steve Ballmer, former CEO, Microsoft. Kicking off the list with the number 10, we have the name of Steve Ballmer, a former CEO of Microsoft. The man is a former Microsoft company's CEO. Steve Ballmer was an actual winner on the list this year. Grateful to surge in the company's share price, topping with a rate of $1 trillion valuations and becoming the world's most valuable company again. Ballmer specifically holds a 4% share of Microsoft, worth $56 billion, with other assets including the Los Angeles Clippers, which is a wonderful basketball team. Ballmer graduated from the University of Harvard in 1977 with his bachelor's degrees in mathematics and economic subjects. After he worked for 2 years at consumer products organization Procter & Gamble as a leading product manager, he attended the University of Stanford, which is a graduate school of business. In the year 1980, he left school to become a successful business manager for very famous business tycoon Bill Gates, a friend from Harvard who had dropped out of school and actually co-founded Microsoft organization. Over the next 2 decades, Ballmer held different posts as Microsoft grew into one of the most powerful and profitable companies in American history. Much of its starting success was due to the dominance of its operating systems of MS-DOS and Windows. Number 9. Mukesh Ambani, CMD, Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries described a 24% surge in its revenue to $67 billion, making Ambani the one and only Asian making it to the top 10. Ambani's family wealth increased mainly on the back of excellent performance in his telecoms business. The popular businessman Ambani got a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the famous Bombay University and subsequently pursued a master's degree studies in business administration from the University of Stanford. However, he left the program in the year 1981 to join the family business, where he passionately worked to diversify the company, venturing into a vast array of areas, including communications infrastructure, petrochemicals, petroleum refining, polyester fibers, and gas and oil production. In 2004, he was known as one of the world's most respected and prestigious business leaders by the professional services firm PricewaterhouseCoopers. Number 8. Sergey Brin and Larry Page, co-founders, Google. Google co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page successfully made it to the list for a second year running, with their excellent net worth up 26% each to $68 billion and $67 billion, respectively. Page and Brin met at the University of Stanford in the year 1995, as both were in the school's computer science graduate program. The origin of Google is a success story about the origin of an idea, and that idea was Page's vision that a World Wide Web search engine could be ranked and links based on how often they were being linked by other pages on the net search engine. With Brin's great help, the idea turned into PageRank, the excellent foundational Google search algorithm. The search product went live on the network of Stanford in the year 1996. Number 7. Carlos Slim Helú, Mexican businessman. Down one place, Carlos Slim Helú has protected the 7th position this year with the amount of $72 billion. Helú's fortune largely stems from telecommunications organization América Móvil and Grupo Carso, a holding organization that engages in the retail, industrial, and construction business activities. Besides, Helú is also a significant shareholder of the New York Times and financial conglomerate Citigroup. Carlos Slim Helú is a famous Mexican business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. According to the reports, from the year 2010 to 2013, Slim was ranked as the world's richest person by the famous Forbes business magazine. He derived his fortune from his extensive holdings in many Mexican organizations through his conglomerate, Grupo Carso. Number 6. Amancio Ortega, co-founder, Inditex. Striving hard in his teens, Amancio Ortega enjoyed riding his bicycle around the town whenever he had extra time. His bright business idea could have come during one of such rides, and Ortega realized that to earn better money, one should give customers what they need. At the age of 16, Amancio Ortega was thoughtful on how to figure out potential client desires and, what is even more important, meet that demand. In the era of 1950s, an autonomous community of Spain, Galicia, was an accurate spot for his business plan. Poor job alternatives in combination with many single women who could sew pretty good. Ortega initiated to organize women into sewing cooperatives. The product line included lingerie, baby wear, and nightgowns. Ex-employees of the sewing cooperatives ran by Ortega shared with media how excited the Galicia ladies were to get that job with excellent conditions and how excited they were to see their boss being extraordinarily close to the workers. Number 5. Mark Zuckerberg, CEO, Facebook. The great CEO, Mark Zuckerberg's revenue, has reported a spike of the rate of $4 billion, keeping him in fifth place, with a rate of $84 billion net worth. Mark Zuckerberg put the foundation of social media networking websites popularly known as Facebook out of his college dorm room at Harvard University. After his sophomore year, Zuckerberg left his college to concentrate on the site, the user base of which has actually grown to more than 2 billion people, making Zuckerberg a billionaire many times over. The creation of Facebook was portrayed in the year 2010 film The Social Network. Zuckerberg and his friends Dustin Moskovitz, Chris Hughes and Eduardo Saverin put the foundation of Facebook, a social networking site that allowed users to form their own profiles and upload photos as well as communicate with other users. The particular group ran the site out of a dorm room at the University of Harvard until June 2004. The same year Zuckerberg dropped out of college and moved the company to Palo Alto located in California. By the end of the year 2004, Facebook had reached a rate of 1 million users. In the year 2005, Zuckerberg's enterprise received an enormous boost from the venture capital firm Axel Partners. Axel invested the amount of $12.7 million into the network, which at the time was open only to Ivy League students. Number 4. Warren Buffett, CEO, Berkshire Hathaway. One of the most famous and successful investors of all time, Warren Buffett dropped one place to fourth spot within the coronavirus pandemic era. A recent SEC filing reveals that Buffett's firm Berkshire Hathaway is investing a lot of money into defense stocks that are relatively immune from negative economic growth. Warren Edward Buffett is a very famous American investor, business tycoon, philanthropist, and the chairman as well as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He is, without doubt, considered one of the most successful investors in the world and has a net worth of US $78.9 billion as of August 2020. Number 3. Bill Gates, co-founder, Microsoft. Likewise, Bill Gates dropped to the third position on the list with a net worth of $106 billion, despite the addition of $10 billion to his revenue. In previous months, Gates announced a $100 million commitment to fight coronavirus, which has triggered a global health emergency. William Henry Gates is an American business magnate, software developer, and philanthropist. He is best known as the co-founder of Microsoft. During his career at Microsoft, Gates held chairman, CEO, president, and chief software architect, while also being the largest individual shareholder until May 2014. He is one of the best-known entrepreneurs and pioneers of the microcomputer revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. Born and raised in Seattle, Gates co-founded Microsoft with childhood friend Paul Allen in the year 1975 in New Mexico. It went on to become the world's largest and widely used personal computer software company. Gates led the company as chairman and CEO until stepping down as CEO in January 2000, but he remained chairman and became chief software architect. During the late 1990s, Gates had been criticized for his business tactics, which have been considered anti-competitive. This opinion has been upheld by numerous court rulings. In June 2006, Gates announced that he would be transitioning to a part-time role at Microsoft and full-time work at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the private charitable foundation that he and his wife, Melinda Gates, established in the year 2000. He gradually shifted his duties to the persons Ray Ozzie and Craig Mundy. He stepped down as chairman of Microsoft in February 2014 and assumed a new post as a technology advisor to support the newly appointed CEO Satya Nadella. In March 2020, Gates left his board positions at Microsoft and Berkshire Hathaway to focus on his philanthropic endeavors, including climate change, global development, and education. Since the year 1987, he has been included in the Forbes list of the world's wealthiest people. From the year 1995 to 2017, he held the Forbes title of the richest person globally, all but 4 of those years. In October 2017, he was surpassed by founder and CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, who had an estimated net worth of US $90.6 billion, compared to Gates' net worth of US $89.9 billion at the time. As of August 2020, Gates had got an estimated net worth of US $113.7 billion, making him another wealthiest person in the world, behind Bezos. Number 2. Bernard Arnault, CEO, LVMH. Despite main business grappling with the pandemic, Bernard Arnault, the man behind an empire of 70 brands, including Louis Vuitton and Sephora, continued his meteoric rise, safeguarding second place on the list with $107 billion, up to $21 billion over last year. In the month of November, Arnault announced a deal to acquire Tiffany for $16 billion to get more access to US luxury consumers. Bernard Jean-Étienne Arnault is actually a French billionaire businessman and art collector. He is the chairman and chief executive of LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton SE, popular as the world's largest luxury goods company. In April 2018, he became well-known richest person in fashion, topping Zara's Amancio Ortega. Number 1. Jeff Bezos. On top of our today's list of top 10 richest people, Jeff Bezos, whose net worth is $140 billion. The man is CEO of Amazon and one of the popular personalities in the world. Businessperson and e-commerce innovator Jeff Bezos is the founder and CEO of the e-commerce corporation Amazon, the Washington Post owner, and founder of the space exploration company Blue Origin. His fruitful business ventures have made him one of the richest people in the world. The man born in the year 1964 in New Mexico, Bezos, had an early love and attraction of computers and studied computer science and electrical engineering at the University of Princeton. After his graduation, he worked on Wall Street and in the year 1990, he became the youngest senior vice president at the investment firm popularly known as Shaw. 4 years later, Bezos left his lucrative job to open Amazon.com, which is an online bookstore that became one of the world's biggest success stories. In the year 2013, Bezos purchased the Washington Post, and in the year 2017, Amazon acquired very famous Whole Foods. So, this was all about the top 10 richest people between the years 2010 and 2020. I hope you liked today's video and found all information fascinating and exciting. If you want to hear more from us, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon, so you never miss an update. That is all for today. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.